Our friend Lana Lakova, who does great deep dives over on X. She's been poking around on the Ruemmler files. She says, this is one of the biggest scandals the media is hiding from you. Obama's top lawyer, called Kathy Ruemmler, was also Epstein's lawyer and had a long affair with his personal lawyer. She defended Epstein even after he was convicted, and he was one of the executors of his estate. Ruemmler consulted Epstein on everything, including Obama. Obama was going to offer her the AG position. Now, Ruemmler didn't want to leave her luxury New York City apartment to move to DC. It's expensive. Epstein was trying to find someone to pay for her apartment. Now, ultimately, she did go to private practice over at Latham and Watkins, where her speciality was getting her clients like the Rothschilds, provided by Epstein, deals with the Obama DOJ, and also getting a cut of it for herself. All of these photographs, you can see she's right in it. That's Epstein's person. And Epstein had little agents all over the place. He was texting with Stacey Plaskett in Congress. Stop smacking your lips. Are you chewing? She's like, no, I'm not. Not anymore. Don't take me out of Congress. Okay, like a scared little puppet as well. So there's Ruemmler all over the place in the Oval Office as a liaison to Epstein. She was White House counsel at the time, and she was talking to him about Obama. Here's an email. Jeffrey Epstein wrote, you need to talk to the boss, who was the boss in 2014. Oh yeah, Barack Obama. Understood. They're talking about this. Doesn't look like you were prioritizing your schedule very effectively, said Kathy Ruemmler. How are you going to manage all of that? This is UGA week, so the boss will be in town. That's Obama. She's talking to Epstein about Obama, and she's Obama's White House counsel. I'll be here all week. You may get sick of me. Just sat down on the train so I can't talk freely. More emails. Agreed, but I need to be prepared to say yes before I talk to him. Understood, said Jeffrey. He responds. It comes down to high risk, high reward, low risk and reward, professional, emotional, and financial. And the truth is, Obama just wanted money, really. They had him pinned. More from Svetlana. She says that Epstein was talking about Reid, the lawyer, not Reid Hoffman, saying Obama just wants to make money. So Epstein's to Jeffrey, to Joe Ito, said, when I told Reid that Obama just wanted to make money, he thought I was being cynical. No, Obama just wants money. That's why he went and signed deals with Netflix and all the things, as he was sure that he was doing what good was going to be the goal of Obama. And then, of course, Obama sold out our country in order to make that money. Now, the war economy over on X put together a beautiful thread explaining more of their connections, saying Steve Bannon, who has now responded to some of this, said Bannon emailed Epstein back in 2018. Trump's in the White House at the time with an article for lawyer for Susan Rice. Obama administration is justifiably concerned about sharing intel with the Trump team. Here's some more messages. Here's the headline, lawyer for Susan Rice. Obama administration is justifiably concerned about sharing intel with the Trump team. Don't want to tell them anything. Do you know why? Probably because they were setting him up. Epstein shared this one. From Jeffrey to Steve Bannon. I spent 2 hours on the conference with her yesterday. The Flynn focus was clever. Also now trying to incriminate Flynn and create the Russian collusion hoax, which we saw and covered a lot here. Another message. Do you think Bill Clinton would join me with Ehud Barak and Steve? Could be very funny, all off the record. Again, from Jeffrey back in 2018, going to Kathy Ruemmler. Another one. And remember that Maureen Comey, James Comey's daughter, who was the prosecutor for the Ghislaine Maxwell trial, who then mopped the whole thing up, part of the cleanup crew. She brought in a trial, brought in evidence, brought in 4 victims, no financial crimes, no third-party traffickers. Epstein was dead. Maxwell was going to be the little bow on the whole thing. Convict her, get her out of the place so that we stop looking at this. We cannot continue to look at this because they're setting up all sorts of operations to ensnare their political opponents. Here's one from Nicholas Reeby to Jeffrey Epstein saying Comey's testimony next Thursday will say that Trump asked him to drop the investigation of Flynn. Okay. So in other words, Trump is putting pressure on the FBI director in order to drop an investigation that would be harmful against Trump. which obviously you could say maybe that's improper. Maybe that's impeachable. How can the president be putting pressure to quash an investigation that's harmful to him? So again, Comey, who's, in my opinion, a very dishonest, lying person, the actual James Comey, is now pre-releasing his testimony to Jeffrey Epstein, and Nicholas Rebus is sending that testimony to Jeffrey Epstein. James Comey, the FBI director, is going to go in and implicate Trump, which is what happened, and is still trying to implicate Trump. So Jeffrey seemingly is getting information that's harmful to Trump. They're not on the same side. They're on opposite sides. These are people who are trying to take Trump out, not prop him up. And the media is ignoring all of it. They're just turning around and saying, oh, Trump's a Epstein class. Here's another one from Kathy Ruemmler, Obama's lawyer, over to Epstein back in 2018. Do you think Bill Clinton would like to join us? He might like to. His lawyer would advise him against it, says Kathy Ruemmler. Are you feeling better today, Jeffrey? Would you like me to bring you some soup and some crackers? His lawyer, Obama's lawyer, would advise him against it, or whomever she's representing at the time. Now, another one to Michael Wolff. Michael Wolff, a leftist hack lawyer who's made it his entire career to go after Trump. Why? Because they know that if Trump is releasing these materials, Trump wrecks their entire operation. He can go and prosecute them. And I hope he does at some point if there's evidence of a crime. But here's a conversation back and forth. Michael Wolff, the hack lawyer, hack author, says the description of the allegations in the indictment as it stands now probably tracks the documents closely, and it's too long anyways, so I'll compress this in other language, but I've tried to reframe it. Now then, Epstein is cajoling them, saying too obvious. Okay, that strategy is too obvious if we're going to set this up. But this week, the Inspector General report might come out and add flavor. I might say that the White House is concerned that an indictment has been prepared. They are worried that pardoning Flynn would be an obstruction charge. So Epstein is colluding with Michael Wolff to wreck the first administration. If Trump pardons Flynn, in the prior email, Flynn is now basically being fingered by these people. Comey is going to say Trump tried to put the pardon or the quash the investigation of Flynn. Now pardoning Flynn would then be obstruction. So they're worried about an indictment, and Epstein is exacerbating it. He's saying, how can we box them in? It's like a game of chess. He's working against the Trump administration and Trump. It appears that Giuliani has knowledge of it and is forcing this issue. The White House is concerned that Comey airing Flynn was instructed to lie, and that pardoning cannot be done for a corrupt purpose, might hinder their moves. Question. Talk later. So all of these people are on the same team. Here it continues. I think Flynn pleads today from Jeffrey Epstein to Michael Wolff. Michael Flynn pleads guilty. This made up a lot of the Russia collusion hoax back during the first term. And another one from Richard Kahn, another one to Jeffrey. U.S. stocks fall after ABC report that Michael Flynn will testify against Trump. Trump's going to get taken out because they're flipping these people against him. Another one from this organization called HBRK, Richard Kahn and Associates, says should be interesting as the plot continues. Now, another summary of some news articles. Jeffrey E. to Tom Barack. Well done letter. Flynn attorney's letter to the Senate Intel Committee. Okay, it's all just one big operation. And the war economy covers it all. And you can see email entitled, well done. Ruemmler comes back. July 10th, 2018. Here's a story from, looks like Wall Street Journal. Mike Flynn's lawyers say he is no longer joining a consulting firm. And they say, this is a clown show. Where are you, Wall Street Journal? It's a clown show. Okay, so they're working in an operation against Trump's people who were there during the first term. All one gigantic scam. And it just continues. Now, Hillary was also in these emails. You can see Jeffrey Epstein sends an email to Oliver Colum. Email says something like this in French. Something about the Rothschilds, blah, blah, blah. You can see it. It's in French. Let's have a meeting and whatever. Saying, could you also organize a discreet meeting between Sarko and Hillary Clinton in New York? This is back in 2013 before Trump came in. If not, who should we ask? Someone said meetings with Hillary are not easily discreet. She's maybe the Secretary of State at the time. Can you meet and connect us with them? Hillary, Obama, Bill Clinton, Reid Hoffman, The list goes on and on. They're all in the files. It continues. You can see Anna Paulina Luna is pretty sick of this. Says, I honestly don't give a crap if the Epstein prosecutors were Democrats or Republican, okay? All of our justice system failed these victims, and it goes all the way back to Bush and the Bush administration that gave these files and co-conspirators plea deals, like the 2007, 2008 non-prosecution agreement that named 4 co-conspirators, which we've talked about. And multiple administrations and attorney generals after that knew about it and they did nothing. Make no mistake, Democrats knew about this too and they still did nothing. But now they sense blood in the water. They think, oh, Pam Bondi is screwing this up, and so we can exploit this for our political gain, just like they did during the last administration. They just made it up. Russia collusion. Make no mistake, Democrats knew about this, and even some of Obama's top advisors have now resigned in disgrace. I am truly disgusted. This is a massive problem. It involves both parties. You all need to see that. I am looking forward to working with the current DOJ to help uncover more of this. From Anna Paulina Luna.